Yo, YouTube, well gone. In this video, I want to discuss why I cut the dreadlocks. So these could go straight back on here, and I've actually done that several times. So it's interesting because I wasn't so attached to my dreadlocks, which is one of the reasons I allowed it to just grow out natty. But there's a few reasons why I cut them, and one of them is I had a friend that, you know, he'd have a low cut, then next thing you know, he's got dreadlocks. And I was like, why am I so attached to this thing? Or what's the reason to be attached to these things if you could just attach it back to your head? So yeah, it was just a thing like that. And I traveled the world as a Rasta man, like with the dreadlocks, going to different places to see how I'm accepted or how I'm perceived in different environments with dreadlocks and stuff like that. And then eventually my travels took me to Jamaica. There I was communicating with a Rasta man over there. I visited like Rastafari villages and stuff, and I was in Haile Selassie's temple at one point, practicing the Trinity Mudra. And, you know, I did take the Nazarite vow, and it was to do with that. And then I was like, my strength isn't really in my hair. Like, am I growing Rasta because of Caribbean culture? Am I growing Rasta because of Samson or because of biblical scripture? And I was like, let me see. And in Jamaica, I was using the stuff, by the way. I was using the green out there. I most definitely had to whilst I was there. And the green in Jamaica, for me, till this day, is the best green I've ever had anywhere. But I no longer consume green for reasons I won't get into in this video. But under the influence of it in Jamaica, I was just like, I just got scissors and just chopped it all off. I just did it, like, and I felt no difference. This is all in. I didn't lose any strength. I was still incredibly strong. Like, nothing changed. And I just wanted to see what my experience would be like in Jamaica and in other countries without it, to see if there was any sort of attachment or affinity there. And yeah, of course, a few months later, I would say it took me about 4 months to miss it and want it back. And it took me probably about August, I took it off. By January, I had already reattached it. So I went and got a military. So obviously, once I cut it from my hair probably looked something like this. And I went and got a military. And as the military grew back into an afro, I actually reattached it. I cut it again, and I reattached it. Then I cut it again, and obviously, as you can see here, I've cut it again. But yeah, another reason why I cut the dread is because it was tampered with. It was tainted. And when you look at the definitions of those words, too many hands had been in it. Too many people had manipulated it. And that's the reason I didn't really like to get my hair maintained. I didn't really like to get maintenance on it, because the moment someone is, whether they're using a needle, whether they're using their hand, someone else is manipulating your hair. And there's a transference of energy with anyone you allow to touch your hair. So if someone's going to touch it, let it be one person, ideally a family member. If better, you can do it yourself, because they're manipulating it, their energy is going on to you. So if you just think about it, for example, here's a good example. So I was traveling in West Africa, and the lock lady that I usually go to do my hair, her mum had just died. My condolences. And then she was like, 2 weeks later, she was like, yeah, I'm all good to start doing hair now. And I was like, I didn't really want that grieving energy on me, because if someone is around you, if someone's next to you, doesn't matter what it is or how unmeaningful the interaction might seem, there's a transference of energy that goes on that you might or may not be aware of. So I didn't choose to get my hair done by her. So yeah, I stopped wanting to get. I don't want my hair done. I don't want anyone to touch my head, which is the reason my hair's like this. I don't want to go to a barber shop every 2-3 weeks and another man's controlling my crown. My crown chakra. I don't really like the idea of that. I feel like it's absurd to be reliant on another man for your hair, even if it looks crazy like this. If you want to say crazy, this shit's just natty. But yeah, my hair was incredibly tampered with, and I had way too many hands over the course of the dreadlock had been in it. And yeah, it was incredibly dirty, by the way, when I ripped it off. Like, I could have taken better care of it. Let's just say, like, these things they've seen everything. I'm not gonna lie to you, supernatural and natural, these things have seen everything. So yeah, I just felt like it was super tampered with, and that was displayed when I removed it and I saw all this white stuff in some of the strands and things like that. I definitely could have taken better care of it. So yeah, certainly tampered with. Obviously, I did wash it, I did do all of these things, but yeah. So ideally, obviously, I do miss the length. I do miss certain aspects of it. But yeah, those are some of the reasons that I cut the dreadlock. And for me, cutting the dreadlock is fine as long as you're not doing it. As long as you're not doing it for the white man, for Babylon, for a job opportunity, for some kind of BS like that. I don't want to hear to look more professional. Nah, like I cut it and I still have my power. I didn't cut it to try, because I made that mistake when I was 14, 15. I had an afro, probably something like this, and probably combed out and things like that, and went for a job interview and I cut it low and I still didn't get a job. That's what, from that moment I was like, yeah, never do something like that again. Because people do that all the time. They want a job, they're just going for an interview, they cut their hair, they cut the identity. There's so much power in your hair, and it doesn't have to be dreadlocks, but there's so much power in having your natural hair. But yeah, those are some of the reasons I cut the Rasta. As you can see, it's growing out right now. Yeah, I don't really care. Like, I don't need it. It doesn't change anything to do with my business. It doesn't change anything. It might change how others perceive me, but that is unimportant to me. But yeah, let's go. Let's get it.